Hello and welcome to even more Star Citizen. Crusader's gone and in comes Drake Interplanetary, and as usual, we're here to advise you on which ships are worth your time. If you find what we're doing in this series in any way useful, hit that like button down below, and for future content, be sure to subscribe. Drake Interplanetary is a ship manufacturer in the verse which makes quite industrial looking ships. They don't have any sole focus, but they do have a problem with pirates, or more accurately a brand image problem which associates their ships with pirates, including the ways they function, look and work. With that said, Drake has brought a pretty small showing of just 7 vehicles to the free fly for you to check out. Here's what's in Hall 1 and the order we'll be checking them out in.
Perfect!
First up in the hall we have the Drake Herald, which its intention is an info runner / interceptor. The idea is the Drake Herald sits in a location, picks up some juicy information, records it onto its servers inside, and then gets the hell on out of there really fast. As you can see, it's the typical Drake affair with exposed piping and plating all over the ship, inside and out, and quite frankly, it looks like a box with an engine strapped onto it. It's definitely one of my least favourite designs in the verse, and to be honest, Drake has this thing where they make ugly ships that quickly grow on you. But I look forward to all the hate from the Drake Herald owners down below. As it stands, the Drake Herald can only be really used as a drag racer, because the functions for data running aren't in the game yet. So as usual, I'm afraid I can't really recommend this. Second in the room is the Drake Buccaneer. Now this is a light fighter ship designed to punch above its weight class, but has problems when it comes to just being a light fighter. For example, it's not very durable and it doesn't have an ejection seat, which is a very strange omission from Drake, but probably designed in order to cheap out on costs. It's by no means the best light fighter in the verse, especially for a newbie pilot, as it caters to those that are more skilled when it comes to flight. However, I'm going to go ahead and give this a recommendation for today. Up next we have the first of a lineup of ships from Drake, which are probably the most popular amongst the community. These are the Drake Cutlasses. All of them share most of the same features, including a small area for cargo after the initial cargo ramp. There are 2 beds, typically, except for on one model there's a turret for a second man to pilot. There's weapon racks and then a pilot and co-pilot seat. It tends to be the middle chamber area of each of the ships that changes. Starting here with the Cutlass Blue. Now this is the policing / militia / bounty hunter / interdiction ship. It packs more of a punch with some additional missiles, but interestingly in the middle compartment you'll find 12 Durasteel holding cells designed for holding any prisoners that the pilots captured. This ship is also the first in the free fly to offer a quantum dampener. A dampener in specific stops people from going into quantum drive so they can't escape you, which could be useful when assaulting someone. If the ship had all of its gameplay mechanics intact, it would actually come recommended as hot, but since it doesn't, I'm going to have to just recommend that this is okay. Definitely check it out if you have the time. Second in line we have the Cutlass Black, an absolute staple across the universe and a favourite of the community. It's a medium-sized cargo ship, meaning that central area is pure cargo space, accompanied and flanked by doors on either side, which of course Drake insists aren't for pirates to quickly offload and load cargo into the ship. It might not look like it at first, but this is quite a spacious area, and in it you can fit at least 2 of any vehicle smaller than the Ursa rover, meaning that this is perfect for bringing along a ground vehicle for ground expeditions or assaulting a base. If you're interested in that sort of gameplay, be sure to fill her up and take her for a spin, as I'm giving this one the okay. The third and last in the Cutlass lineup is the Cutlass Red, which is effectively the space ambulance. This search and rescue vehicle swaps out that middle component for 2 beds with ICU medical capabilities, meaning that any player that has access to the ship can use the beds to set them as a spawn point for when they die. Just keep in mind the ship has to be within a certain distance for you to be able to spawn back here, so you can't go ridiculously far away from your vehicle and end up safe in the comfort of your own ship. Gone is the central man turret, and instead replacing it is a scanning array which will be used to hail and find any stranded or injured people across the verse in the future. Again, this type of function isn't in the game as it stands, but this ship can be quite useful when organising any events or just going to assault any ground bases, as you'll park it outside and should you fail, you'll spawn right back in the ship. And for that reason and that convenience alone, I'm going to recommend this one as worthwhile as checking out. The final ship in the main haul and the giant of today is the Drake Caterpillar. Now this is a heavy multi-crew commercial freighter designed for hauling cargo from one side of the universe to the other. Now this thing can carry a lot of cargo and as a result is quite sought after, especially when there's exploits in the alpha. Problem is, for anybody new here, in order to fully fill and utilize this ship in the way it's intended, you're going to need hundreds of thousands or maybe even millions of UEC just to get started. And as usual, here's a bit of help getting inside. Head underneath the ship and towards the back turret. Once you're near it, you should find some call elevator signage. Once you're here, use the interaction key to select deploy elevator and down it will come. The namesake of course comes from the fact that the Caterpillar is mainly made up of these cookie cutter rooms that attach together to store cargo, all of which of course have the same doors as the Cutlass that open up all the way in order for you to load and offload cargo quickly. Nothing to do with a profession that might involve getting cargo in and out quickly of course. Once inside, you'll find the usual affair for a multi-crew ship, including a habitation area which is combined with a mess hall, an engine room and a power plant room for all your components. There's more habitation underneath the bridge, a server room and this room with a particularly good view which is for the tractor beam, which will help load and unload cargo. There isn't quite anything like the Caterpillar in the game. Sure, there are large, slow, clunky ships like this one is as well, but nothing has the same profile or offers the same piloting experience. Alongside this, the ship actually does what it was designed to do and it does it really well, and as a result I'm going to heavily recommend you check this one out. This ship is hot. Finally, downstairs we have the Drake Dragonfly. Now this is a ground vehicle, but that's a very loose term because you can spawn and use this vehicle in space, just its main attraction is the ground. And I have to recommend this vehicle like heavily. It's an absolute joy to ride and does what it says in the tin. Problem is there isn't really anywhere to go, so you'll get bored of it quick, but you'll be amazed at the speed and grace that this vehicle flies with. It's just a bit of a pain to park it in any of the vehicles. Bundle this into your Drake Cutlass Black and go and have a blast. Heavily recommended. And that's it for this Star Citizen focused video. We're a fairly new channel, so if you enjoyed what you saw today, please be sure to drop a like down below, comment with your thoughts, negative and positive. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more in the future. Keep on doppying, and we'll see you in the next one.